Hey, welcome to the channel. So today we're kind of talking about Assassin's Creed Shadows and is it cooked? Is Ubisoft done? In my first opinion, no. I will say that they're not done. This isn't a terrible game. A lot of the controversy around this game is mainly based off of the fact that people don't like Yasuke, at least his playstyle of the game. And there might be some more politically charged stuff that some people have against this game. But for me personally, I don't think it's a terrible game. I really like Naoe, and Yasuke, honestly, not a bad character. The one thing I will say about it is the story is a little bit underwhelming as far as the writing goes. So I don't want to say that it's weak writing, but what I will say is it at times is a little bit slow paced, and at times it can be quick paced. But the thing that kind of throws me off is the character motivations. I don't feel like they're, I guess, strong enough to kind of carry the rest of the game. So, you have Naoe. I believe her character motivations is mainly revenge. And then you have Yasuke, who is revenge for a little bit, but also it's partly due to he's curious, so it's like curiosity, and that's okay, but I feel like they could have did a lot better and made us really gravitate towards these characters a little bit better, because I really like Yasuke and I really like Naoe, but I feel like there was more to their character that I feel like we just didn't get to see. But I haven't beat the whole game yet, so maybe there is more down the road. I will say a lot of people just felt like Yasuke shouldn't be in the game, and they kind of shoehorned him in. And I'm not sure whether that just be gameplay wise, because the past few years Ubisoft has kind of gone through this phase where they're trying to do a lot of more action RPG versus the stealth in these Assassin's Creed games. You had Assassin's Creed Valhalla, where you were essentially just a Viking and stealth was very secondary in that game. But then they tried to bring it a little bit back to form with Mirage, where they introduced a little bit more stealth back into the game, as far as like the social blending and things of that nature. I haven't really got to the point where I could see if that was in this game, but I will say just the basic core stealth mechanics in it when you're playing this Naoe, I think is pretty amazing. You have the laying prone, so enemies can't see you, and then you have like the light detection meter. I think all those things make it a really fun experience, especially if you're looking for a stealth game. But I will say, when you switch to Yasuke, it ceases to feel like an Assassin's Creed game. It doesn't cease to feel like a good game. It just feels more action RPG-ish. So, what do I mean by that is basically Yasuke is a tank. You can essentially take down every enemy, every castle with him if you choose to. And then with Naoe, she's more of the stealth side of the game. So I think I like what Ubisoft was trying to do. I just think that both of their characters could have gotten their own game. Yeah, but like I was saying, the stealth in it I think is amazing, especially when you're playing this Naoe. But there's not really any stealth when you start playing with Yasuke. It's more just beat 'em up / hack and slack. But honestly, it's not a bad gameplay loop for his character. I think that it actually serves him well, but I think that it could have been maybe a separate game, or maybe they could have just integrated it a little bit better. Because the one thing I think that takes me out of it is when you have to go to the menu. So you go into the menu and have to switch between the characters. You can't just switch between them on the fly. I don't know if that's just a mechanic problem as far as the game goes, or if it's like it was just hard to code the game like that. But I kind of wish they would have made it to where they were like traveling together and you could swap through them seamlessly. I think that would have made it a little better of an experience, because you can be like, oh crap, this enemy's way too tough for now. Wait, let me just pull out Yasuke. But in reality, you go to a hard temple or a castle and you're kind of stuck with the character that you chose when you went in there until you get out of there, because you have to be anonymous, so they can't have spotted you. You can't be inside of basically an enemy territory and try to swap characters. That doesn't work. But overall, I think it was a solid game so far, but the story I think could just use a little bit more work, maybe a little bit of change with the how you swap in and out characters. I will say a lot of people try to compare this game to Ghost of Tsushima. Ghost of Tsushima came out like 6 years ago or however long, and that's not a bad game. And a lot of people claimed it as the spiritual successor to Assassin's Creed. I will say one thing that I like over Assassin's Creed Shadows in Ghost of Tsushima is just the exploration. I think is a little more seamless. And by that, what I'm talking about is like the gust of wind. I don't know if you ever seen Ghost of Tsushima where the wind tells you the direction that you need to go. And it just felt a little bit more open. But an Assassin's Creed game is an Assassin's Creed game, so it's not really meant to mirror Ghost of Tsushima. I think both of those games are fantastic, maybe one better than the other. But I think if you take it for what it is, Assassin's Creed Shadows, not a bad game. I would say it's definitely, I've had a lot more fun with it than I did with Mirage. I thought Mirage was kind of boring, and I'm a big Assassin's Creed fan, but that one I couldn't complete it because I was just so bored out of my mind. With this one, I love how you parkour, especially with Naoe. She does flips and tricks and somersaults, whatever, all the gymnastic things. And Yasuke, he doesn't really get any of that, and that's okay. But I think that shouldn't deter people from playing the game. A lot of people are hating on it, but honestly, I will say the voice acting in it is pretty amazing. Whoever the characters for Naoe and Yasuke and some of the supporting cast did a phenomenal job, and I just want to give them their props because that made the story, even though as weak as it was, at least enjoyable to listen to and watch, because it was beautifully rendered, the mocap was on point, and the voices weren't like stunted and stiff. You know what I mean? Because a lot of games, they have that real stiffness to their voice as if it's not real, and I mean it's not real, but you know what I mean? It doesn't feel good. But with this game, I feel like the characters are believable. Their motivations just aren't. That's the only thing I will say. So if I had to rate this game, 7 out of 10, I think is what I'd give it. Not a bad game, not an amazing game, but definitely in line with what Ubisoft has been doing with Assassin's Creed for the past few years, but a little bit more return to form as it goes for stealth. I think the stealth mechanics are amazing. I think if you play this game as Naoe and you're looking for a stealth game, you definitely will enjoy it. And if you're looking to play a RPG style game with a lot of action, I think playing as Yasuke is the way to go. And I think that's kind of what they were getting at with this game. They were trying to do something for everybody, and sometimes that doesn't always go over well for fans. But I thought it was an okay game. For me, I spent the $70 to buy this game. Just to let you guys know what I thought about it. I will say if you can get this game on sale, it's definitely worth it if you get it for like $40 or maybe $50. I don't know about $70. That's kind of steep considering there's a few bugs in the game. But I will say that I enjoyed myself, and I think for under $50, I think you'll enjoy yourself too. So that's pretty much the video. I hope you guys liked my opinion. If you don't, whatever. But share yours in the comments. Did you like playing the game? Who's your favorite character? Did you like Naoe? Did you like Yasuke? Did you think the story was good? Did you think the story was weak? Whatever. Just let me know in the comments down and tell me how I can improve so I can keep making videos for you guys. So thank you for your time, and yeah, peace.